300 588 2300 Empire.
Today.
Alright, so unlike other Dragon Ball Z games where you could literally revive people that weren't even in the main storyline and play them as a playable character in fights or whatever, this game is somewhat restricted on their wishes. The only thing you can really wish for are 3 items that you can, which are just items you can infinitely wish for over and over and over again. But aside from that, the only other wishes that are really different and unique are the wishes that let you revive enemies that you've previously beaten already in the storyline. And I'm not sure if the DLCs include extra wishes, most likely more enemies that you've already beaten on the DLC storyline. I'm not too sure, but I haven't really checked it out. This is just a normal game itself, no DLCs. And that's about it. You can revive the enemies and beat them. And once you beat them, all you get are their badges, which gives you those extra points for those perks in the community board. And that would be it for the wishes. I didn't realize this until I literally saw a video from Game Ranks, so I thought I'd add it. You can actually just leave a battle. I always thought it could be a possibility, but I never really bothered. I always tried to finish the game and just beat every single opponent I fought against. But you can apparently just escape out of the battle. If you stop locking into the enemy, you can fly away and you can escape. It also turns out that after you beat the Boo arc, which is the final story in the original game, if you go to the store and you look at what he's got, at the very end you'll see that he sells meteorites now. They're pretty expensive, but if you're doing a sub-story still, or you need it for something, then you can just buy it from this guy. As you can tell right now, I'm pretty sure that whenever it is that you do a combo, like a super ability, you end up triggering an animation. But on top of that, you can also trigger a finisher with certain abilities. For example, the Spirit Bomb. If you manage to kill them with that one hit, then you can trigger a cutscene. Pretty cool. I didn't even notice this one until like the very end of the game where I was almost finished beating it. But it turns out that Master Roshi has challenges, all sorts of challenges for you, and if you complete them, which as you progress through the story, you'll eventually complete them automatically. You will unlock these special rewards he can give you, and he gives you some pretty good rewards. And man, I had so much loot when I checked in on them because I didn't even know this was a thing. Same thing applies with the encyclopedia. When you press start and you open up the menu, it shows at the bottom right the encyclopedia. You open it up, and as you can see, you won't get anything right there. The video shows I already collected it, but it'll basically pop up a bunch of rewards you get as you progress through the story. You'll unlock D medals and other stuff. Alright, so one of the parts of the game where I always got stuck in was one quest where I had to look for a certain gazelle meat. I can never seem to find it because it's so rare for them to spawn, and I had to get golden gazelle antlers, and that shit was so difficult to get because I got like 6 golden fucking gazelle meats, but I never got the antlers. So when you're doing this, just go to different maps and see if you find that text that says there might be some premium golden gazelle meat, and just look around that area, because sometimes it may just show it like the dude's looking in one location, right? Like one side of the map or whatever. But in reality, just search around that whole area and you might find more gazelles. And in that group of gazelles, as you see, that one doesn't have any golden ones. But I looked to the side over here in the little island, and boom, I found a golden gazelle there. With a little bit of luck, boom, it drops the antlers and you're good to go. And don't worry about enemies getting in the way because the animals will still be there when you're done with the fight. Another little tip here is that if you're ever looking for those memorial spots, which are like those history cards from Dragon Ball that tell you the story back in Dragon Ball, you just gotta pay 1,000 zenny, find Baba in every map. She'll give you the location of a memorial spot if you haven't already found it in that map. And then you just open up your little dragon radar and boom bing bong, it'll show up there. as like a weird piece of paper. And there might be more than one memorial spot in each map.
We got a keeper.
And for those of you who want to find out how it is that you unlock the fusions, you just need to do the sub-stories at the end of the game. I believe once you beat the Blue Arc, you have a few more sub-stories that open up. I know one of them is the Goten Trunks. And you do it with Goku and Vegeta as well. You basically fight each other and then you eventually unlock Gotenks. And I believe you also get the Pataras of another sub-story if I'm correct. At some point in the game, you're going to eventually want to use the Pataras on every single fight, especially when you're fighting the villainous enemies. Because once you beat all the enemies, there's a secret boss that spawns. And once you beat him, the cycle continues over and over again. And enemies will scale at a higher level than you like crazy. Especially Mira, which is the final secret boss. He will be pretty hard to kill unless you use a fusion. Like, even with the fusion, you'll barely do damage. You're going to have to constantly spam abilities and use health pods over and over and over again. And you're going to have to use the best of the best because Mira could literally one-shot you if you don't heal yourself quick enough. And speaking of that, what you want to also do is spam abilities. The most broken abilities in this game, I'd say, would be all of the Kamehamehas, all the Big Bang attacks, Piccolo's Special Beam Cannon, Goku's Spirit Bomb, Vegeta's Split Finger Shot, Krillin's Solar Flare, and finally Gohan's Masenko and his Super Dragon Flight. Keep in mind that the only abilities that are really good when you're not in Surge is Gohan's Super Dragon Flight and Goku's Spirit Bomb. And they're kind of slow. That's why in Surge you want to spam the other abilities because you can consecutively spam them. Of course, to top it all off, once you unlock the training room, as you progress to the story you'll unlock it, and then if you complete the challenges, the highest is 95 there I believe it was, which is the last fight with Boo. That last ability you unlock with Boo is the best one, and you unlock this whole extra set of skills on this side of the skill tree. Although you have to be, the highest ability to unlock is at level 115, which not even I bothered with. But it's good if you want to get those special passive perks. The one with Boo is the best one because that one allows you to stay in your Super Saiyan 3 form without wasting any ki at all. Basically the final form of whichever character you're using.
Can you hear me? There are several enemies nearby wielding incredibly wicked power.
Man, shut your ass up and take 100 spirit bombs to the face. Wicked my ass. Anyways, this is the final boss, a super secret final boss. This guy's actually pretty fucking tough.
Finally.
These energy levels are just as I predicted. No, perhaps far greater. If Mira can absorb all of the energy you produce, he'll become the ultimate warrior.
Yeah, boy.
And the demon realm will finally be restored to its former glory. I doubt that you can best my masterpiece, now that he is resurrected and more powerful than ever.
I am the ultimate being. Prepare yourself.
Man, shut your bitch ass up, nigga. Nobody asked you not a bitch ass thing. You better shut the fuck up before I knock your fucking head off your...
I have an idea. We'll move to another timeline. We should be able to procure more energy there.
So basically what she means by that is you can just infinitely do this over and over and over again and fight them again and again and again once you beat all the villainous enemies around the map again. So you have to redo all the baloney just to fight this guy again. But the second time on, he actually gets super tough. He's like at the highest level, 250, but I think that's his top level because I think the game has a limit on the level cap and it's 250. And eventually you'll catch up and beat him super easily, but if you're only like around 100, best you use Vegito. It's your only shot. Also, I'm not sure if I mentioned this already, but if you're in the fusion form as Vegito or Gotenks, you cannot get XP for either of them when you fuse. That's the only downside to it.
Come on, let's do this thing.
Excuse me! With pleasure.
What?
It's on, Goku!
Oh yeah, Piccolo?
It's
Buzz Lightyear!